Hello, 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 everybody. We are Brack again. Another draft. No tea today, but plenty of water. Apologies, my voice sounds a tiny bit rough. I'm just coming up the other side of a nasty cold. I'm missing. Very much missing. A good old-fashioned draft. So, let's see what we got. Realm Reborn. Completely unplayable. Do not pick this. 6 mana to ramp? No. Fenrir? Catch my somewhat. Nice little ramping thing. Swallowed by Leviathan is fantastic, especially if you're going like blue-black control. Danitha? Yeah, Squall, aka Danitha Capuchin. Really good if we want to play red-white. I kind of think I want to. But it doesn't make Aura Sight cheap, obviously. It's not an Aura or equipment. Swallowed by Leviathan or Summon Fenrir, I think are good, but I really want to see if I can... I want to give this a go. This might not be objectively correct. Throne of the Vestige, aka Lightning Bolt. Again, you can't really go wrong with Bolt. And that would already push us towards red-white, which is, of course, the equipment's colour. There's also an Aura there, stuck in Summoner's Sanctum. It's fine. It's not insane by any means. Eject is very good. Evil Reawakened is solid. We saw one just go by in the first pack. I've learned that this is not Lunatic Pandora, it's Lunatic Pandora. It calls monsters from the moon. Clive's Hideaway, you're not ever doing the Hideaway on that. It's very unlikely you're going to have 4 legendaries in play. I'm going to take them with the Vestige. Random encounter. But we have equipment options here, but the white one is not great. Although, with Squall, that becomes only a 2-drop. Random encounter, I don't know if it's for red-white. Magitech Armor is okay. I'd rather not pick it, though. Black Mage's Rod is considerably better than I think anything else here. Being able to cast Black Mage's Rod for a single black is pretty dope. Remember, we're not locked into a color combination right now. Zidane. I've opened him so many times. He's such a cool little card. But I've never had an opportunity to play him as of yet. I think this is a pretty perfect situation for him. Clear a blocker out the way, potentially end the game. Emperor of Palamacia at pick 5. So, contextually, blue, like, the pairs, the color pairs, are quite even in terms of balance in this set. But blue-red is slightly ahead. And an Emperor of Palamacia pick 5? Oh, do I risk it? There's an Ice Magic here. There's a Sephiroth's Intervention. Perfect Imperial Capital. We're not running Gladi, I don't think. Flash of Light is the thing that... Slash of Light or Sephiroth's Intervention are the things that make the most sense for this color pair. Take Slash. A second Black Mage's Rod. Stroke of Midnight. It's okay removal. Giving them the 1/1 doesn't matter that much in this set. There's also Weapons Vendor. When it enters, draw. Graha is actually kind of interesting, but I don't think I want to pick him this early. I think I just take a second Black Mage's Rod. There's also Thunder Magic. Actually, got Thunder Magic. Judge Magister Gabrant. If a creature or artifact dies, put a counter on him. We're still not convinced that we want to go towards black yet. Cloudbound Moogle will be alright. Blazing Bomb doesn't impress because we can't actually give it counters. It is a 1-drop. Elixir, no. Rook Turret, no. Baron could be interesting. I think we take Cloudbound. Queen Brani. I'm going to say that I'm very unconvinced with the choices I have made thus far. I think Emperor... We should have just taken Emperor of Palamecia. Guess it is Queen Brani. Okay, so on the wheel, yeah. Pretty much all the red and white is gone. We can take Baron here. I'm definitely not taking Magic Pot. Nothing else here really impresses. Let's see what comes through. Eject is still here. Okay, yeah. Blue is so open. It's not even... It's actually slightly ridiculous. We could take a random encounter. We'll see how the deck evolves. Tidus. We have one artifact thus far. But Kaikon Merchant, meh. We'll put Tidus in the sideboard. Vector Imperial Capital. Oh boy. We're not taking Commune. Blue's the green's the one color we haven't actually put anything in yet. Lightning. Okay, well, damn, that's crazy. I guess we're definitely in red-white. There's also Freya. Warrior's Sword is a bit more of an ask. But, like, lightning alone is reason enough. We can bolt to face. Unfortunately, Thunder Magic can't go face, but, yeah. We're taking lightning. Opera Love Song is good. Minwu. Clerics. Do we have any clerics? No. Minwu's interesting, but not really where we're at right now. There's another Paladin's Arms. I don't really want to take it. Flash of Light. I think we take Steiner. We need a 2-drop. Opera Love Song is decent as well. Ice Flan. I'm gonna work off the assumption right now that we're just gonna... Let's work off the assumption we're just red-white. Red Mage's Rapier. It's not one of the good. It's not one of the good equipments. We might need to just start taking equipments. We're not actually synergizing that hard into equipments, which is interesting. Mill 4. Put a whole bunch of creatures into play with haste. That doesn't really... What damage to the number of non-creature null cards in your graveyard? Oh boy. Rauban. So again, we're getting quite a lot of stuff that cares about equipments, but we've not got enough stuff that... Like, we need to start really highly picking equipments now. Self-destruct. Any other target and itself. Obsidian Elder. We've got some 3-drop creatures. We could do a self-destruct. I wonder if we do run eject. We're definitely not running the Wind Crystal. Mainly because our deck doesn't care about life gain. Call the Mountain Chocobo is just a fantastic card. Sorceress Schemes is meh. I would have considered Rabanastra. But I think Call is that much better. Another Steiner, but we are not seeing the equipments. This is an interesting one. Red-white, but with no equipments. We've still got a pack 3. There's a second call. We could also take Charlian. I'm actually going to take Charlian and see if we can kind of... see if we can play... sort of Jeskai splash. Right now, we're only splashing for eject. We probably won't need that right now. Labyrinth. Haste magic is just kind of bad. We'll put that in the side. Warrior sword does come back. It is an equipment. I think we just take Dwarven Castleguard and play the tempo, though. Minwu is still here. We don't have any clerics. 5 mana for a 3/3 Vigilance lifelink. That could do the work. Let me take Love Song. We seem to just be red-white aggro. That said, we've not got that many cheap creatures yet. You're not alone. Can go into the sideboard for now. Hill Chad. We'll absolutely take Hill Giga Chad. Mesidian Elder is solid. But I think having an extra land cycler is good. Oh, there you go. Never punished. We're not running that cards. Dion. There's also Freya Crescent. Another Hilgigus. Okay. Red, white, no artifacts. This is so weird. I mean, Dion's so good. Boy, I wish I'd taken those Paladin's Arms earlier. Because Paladin's Arms makes them into knights. Dion's just really solid, though. We don't want Balthion Fram. We're not going to run Rydia. Sargon is very much not for this deck. Second Mesidian Elder, I guess? Or do we want more cheap creatures? We could just run a Sabatender. Interestingly, though, lightning doesn't necessarily... So, this is a bit of a weird one. Ambrosia. Quite cool. Unexpected Request is interesting, but again, there's no... you kind of need a sack outlet or something to make that good. Red Mage's Rapier does not impress. I think we take Ambrosia. Protect our creatures. A combat tutorial is kind of potentially interesting. Freya would be good if we actually had equipments. Or should we just, like, concede that we... I don't think we have anything good enough to consider splashing blue. So we don't want Freya. We can run Crystal... Oh, that's an equipment. Rowbarn. Yeah. Crystal Fragments is solid. Another Zidane. Coral Sword. Do we want a second Zidane? I don't think we want Random Encounter. I should say that our deck doesn't feel like the sort of one that wants that. We'll take the Coral Sword. Blitzball. Weapons Vendor. Vendor might just do the trick because, like, yes, the 2 equipments I have already equipped one. That said, we're gonna just take Item Shop Keep. Again, we do want cheap stuff. What did I take? Oh, Dragoon's Wyvern. I wasn't paying attention and ended up taking Dragoon's Wyvern. Fire Magic is not good for this. I actually think taking the side quest Blitzball might not have been a bad idea. Triple Triad. It's hard to make that work. You need to have a much higher curve deck than I think this deck is capable of producing. Oh, take a blazing bomb. Again, we want to be pretty fast. Freya. I mean, both of the equipments we have cast for a single mana anyway. That said, Freya is just a 1-mana 1/1 flyer on my turn. Screw it. Chocomog. If we're trying to go wide. Red Mage's Rapier came around. Sure. I'm not gonna lie, this is a little bit of a mess of a deck. Second Red Mage's Rapier. Okay. Airship. And the weapons vendor last pick. Okay. This is a very strange deck. So, immediately, I think we can cut a land. There is no blue good enough for us to consider splashing. Like, we've only got 4 equipment, so Tidus isn't worth it. If we play an extremely creature-dense deck, maybe Random Encounter does make it. Like, I'm considering Aaron's inspiration as well. Okay, that's... I don't think anything else, like... You Are Not Alone is definitely not making it in. Blazing Bomb. Okay, non-creatures that cost 4 or more. Literally call them out in Chocobo and that's it. You can drop Blazing Bomb. Crystal Fragments, Freya, Coral Sword, Fire Magic. I don't think we run Fire Magic. We're wanting to be the aggressor. Coral Sword helps us win a combat. Drum can go face for potentially 6 damage if we get in with Lightning. Thunder Magic kills whatever the heck we feel like. Steiner. How many equipments do we actually end up with? 1, 2, 3. Didn't it say we had 4 artifacts? Yeah, 4 equipments. Crystal Fragments. Red Mage's... Oh, the Coral Sword. Yeah. So they're pretty cheap. Red Mage's Rapier... Like... Only costs 1 if we have Squall out. Being able to move, like a Red Mage's Rapier, onto an attacking creature is pretty cool, especially with, like, Lightning. First Strike Trample. Put a Red Mage's Rapier onto her, and then cast Coral Sword. Then cast Flash of Light. And you're probably more than likely to win the combat and get that damage through, which triggers Stagger, which then, you know, bullet your face for 6. Esperamu. How many wizards are we likely to have? We do have 3 wizards. Where's the other wizard? So we've got the 2 Basidian Elders, which make black mages. I'd say Barani's definitely a wizard. Oh, Ramu himself is a wizard. Equals the number of non-creature, non-land cards in the graveyard. I don't think that's ever going to hit for much. Queen Brownie attacks. Make more wizards. Yeah, maybe Robo does make it. Four more cuts. We definitely can't go to 15 lands. That would be a bit too crazy, I think. Dion, too good to not run. I think there's an argument to just not run Queen Brown. What's the color distribution like? Slightly more red than white. Fairly sure Call is just too good to not run. Aaron's Inspiration. It's interesting how Crystal Fragments counts as a creature. Because it flips into one. But Red Mage's Rapier, which makes a creature, does not count as one. Let's be real. We have one 1-drop creature. Bunch of 2-drops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Realistically, we're not playing Ambrosia on 2 if all things are going well. 5, 6. Do we maybe drop? I know, like, Cloudbound Moogle is a pretty weak, is like the weakest of the land cyclers. So I'll drop that. We've got card draw there. So Self-Destruct is a funny combo with Lightning, so I'm going to keep it. I think we drop Aaron's Inspiration, actually, and instead just focus on, like, the wizards mostly gumming up the board and doing a little bit of poke damage, while we look for big things like Dion, Zidane stealing something, Hilgigus. Also, Zidane plus Self-Destruct is actually kind of interesting. Steal like my opponent's biggest thing, swing face. Either they trade off with their own creature and I gain lifelink. I gain some life. And then self-destruct it. I don't really care about the treasure token. 2 more to go. Love Song kind of does what Aaron's Inspiration was professing to do, and of course, I can cast Opera Love Song on my opponent's end step, and I'll have my entire follow-up turn to play all the cards. Slash of Light is going to do a decent amount of damage because I have a bunch of creatures, and I should usually have an equipment or 2 out. If we're not going as wide, we can drop Chocomog. One more. Part of me wants to go really ham and do a 15 land deck. But I know that that is not wisdom. Cole's really good. You know what? Because I have Cole, I will count Cole as an extra land. Let's split by color here. So, things we can play on turn 1. Crystal Fragments, yes. Freya, yes. We could hold up Thrum, we can hold up Thunder Magic. We're not casting Coral Sword. That's not a 1-drop. Things we want to be casting on 2. Steiner, yes. Castle Guard, yes. Slash of Light's there, but unless we already have something else, we're probably not casting it on turn 2. Love Song. We could hold it up and cast it on our opponent's end step. If we had nothing else on turn 2, we absolutely want to play Raban. We want to play Red Mage's Rapier. Turn 3. We want to play Squall. We want to play Elder. We want to play Bran. We want to play Lightning. That's all good. Slash Self-Destruct. Can come in around this sort of time. Turn 4, we want to cast Dion. We want to cast Call. We want to cast Ramu. Like, we're happy to do any of those things. And then 5 and 6 respectively. Yeah. So that means on turn 1, we want to have a mountain more than we want to have a plains, which means we want to run that kind of 15 lands. This is... I'm fully expecting this first game to go quite badly, and I will then reassess my life choices, put an extra land back in, and swap something else out. Never punished. Steiner, Squall. Yeah. Oh, Brian on 3. Do we play Steiner or do we cycle Gigas? That's mildly concerning. But Dion as well for turn 4. Because I see Dion, I'm actually going to not cast Steiner. I'm going to cycle Hill Gigas. I don't mind. Okay. I did not expect to be going up against Golgari aggro. Yeah, this is very tempo heavy. Let's play... Castle Guard. I needed to slow my opponent's tempo down a bit. Like, I'm meant to be the aggressor here. Rum of the Vestige. There'll be some Conrad triggers, but that's fine. Okay. Dion, go! One more land and I can flip Dion, so... We'll use a Black Mage token probably to soak Fang's attack. Sure. That's a diamond weapon. So they're going to recast for Conrad. But they're also just going to die to the Harmut next turn. Unless they're literally representing lethal as we speak. Chocobo kick. Oh, okay, Veins Treachery. That's a fun little little setup. Four creatures to their 2. Let's see what they do. Why not? Wait. I'm an idiot. It's fine. No Cactua. I didn't even notice. I'm an idiot. I should have just love songed the two Black Mages. I traded for Fang unreasonably. That was somewhat foolish of me. But okay, that actually worked. Like, wow, that... Put the Bill Wirtz thing.
Wow, that worked.
Alright. Going second, we can go fragments into Steiner. I think that's A-okay. What you got, pal? Judge Magister. Legacy of Cain. Blink. Let's play the castle card. Do they have a means of sacrificing Cain before I gain control of him? If not, then I'm in a very good spot. Let's cycle, I guess. Fine with me. Oh, well. The thing is, I don't think I care that much about Judge Magister actually hitting me, because I am representing considerable face heritage. Ah! That was cool. Now, if Cain attacks alone, that will not actually work with Squall, because I'll gain control of him before he does his second tick of damage. So I'm actually not sure how that works. Okay. You don't have trample, so I also don't care very much. Now, unfortunately, Love Song won't do anything for me right now. So I can hold it up. I've got the treasures. They can recast Revelation using their treasures if they like. It might actually be more worthwhile to just flip Alexander next turn. And, I'm actually going to take the 10 here. We're going to flip Alexander. Or alternatively, Ronnie has prowess, so wait, hold on. So maths are occurring. Need to attack. No, I think Alexandering is correct here. Now, I can't attack this turn, but next turn could be big. Now, if we can fool our opponent. Sack here, 1 token. So, obviously we can't not block. What? Like, I was gonna kill them with this attack or not at all, so. Yeah, so that's what a black-white does. A black-white deck with Gabranth does. What I was expecting is they would attack with Gabranth and I'd have to double block. Otherwise, they just kill me by sacrificing a treasure. Like, you can sacrifice your treasure without having to cast a spell, obviously. In hindsight, like, we need to look back a bit. I think in hindsight, we should have taken those Paladin's Arms. Like, we already knew we were going to be in the deck that cared about... This is fine, because we can play Crystal Fragments on 1. We can cycle Gigas on 2. Also chew, sure. Never mind, we don't even need to cycle it. Probably Love Song on their end step. Unless they cast something I'm actually scared of. Lock. Well, I can't. Oh, hey, lightning. Yeah, we'll do that. First strike, trample, lifelink. Now the problem is I'm playing her without my opponent having played any removal, which means that she's probably just gonna get smacked with a removal spell or a chocobo kick or something like that. Never mind. Cool. Yep. We've got... Yeah, we've got the mana to spare. Now we Thunder Magic at tier 0 because it does double damage. There we go. And we pass the turn. First strike against these Death Touches is so nice. My phone decided it did not want to stay put. I mean, I'm blocking that. I also don't think I want to cycle Helgigus because, well, why would I even want to? Nope. Instead, the Dane. And then lock deals 4. Draw a card, then discard a card. Cool. And we've got Hillgigas, so if they don't block lightning next turn, they just die. They just get run over by a big ol' giant. Okay, let's see what they take off the top. Castle Sure. You could sacrifice the Ocho, I guess? Yeah. But that means that the 5 mana they have, whatever that last card in their hand is, probably isn't all that impressive. If any damage from lightning gets through, or... What was it, 1 or 2 damage? You need to double block here, or Thrum just kills. Cool. That does not work the way you think it does. Lightning will still deal damage because she has trample. Take 6. Boom! It's not a fair card. Let's be real, that was really playing with fire, that game. Putting out lightning into potentially a board, a handful of removal, is not the best play. But it worked out, and so we take those. Going second. Fragments. I don't hate it. We've got the 4 mana to play Dion. We're just not doing anything on turns 2 and 3, which is a little rough. Hopefully we draw into a 2-drop. That is not a thing we can do. Coral Sword plus Queen Bran, though, is potentially quite solid. Yep. I think I should play Mysidian, actually. Just because Mysidian, that 1-3, blocks the Black Mage very well. Final Days, and Resentful Revelation, obviously. So, Mysidian Elder. Now at least the Black Mage doesn't have a free attack at me. Yep, Town Breather, sure. Vanille and an X-Death. We don't know if they have Fang. So, we can only work with the information we have. Cycle Malboro. You almost certainly have ways to get them back. Already at 3 for the Final Days. Call. Just call here. I think so. I think that is just objectively the correct play. It's pretty hard to argue with. That's just them hard casting a Final Days. Okay. We can play Dion. Now we could equip, but we've got Coral Sword, so... that is fine. Yep. Three mana still. But no attacks. Interesting. We'll see what opponent does here. We can fragments. They're holding up something. Oh. Okay. Brawn. We're also equipped for 1, so we can... We'll hold the mana up. We'll borrow... Okay, well, we'll discard the Red Mage's Rapier. We'll go half that. Bender Elder, that's not too bad. Okay, we're at 7 mana, so... The 5/4. They're holding these 2 copies of Final Days, and I feel like I need to start punching. Otherwise, I'm in danger of just being left behind. The problem is, whatever creature I attack with is going to trade at best. Yeah, I think we just throw our Gigas. We throw up the gang signs. Okay, we are starting to get damage through. We can equip. I don't know, this wizard. They have 8 mana. Okay. Okay. We've got 7 lands. Let's move Coral over to Hill Gigas. Let's call. Quick Coral Sword to this so that we can block one of the 2/2s. I think the truth of the matter is that we're probably going to get overrun by all of these tokens off of Final Days. Why is my opponent so reticent to attack? It's very curious. I suppose they don't have to attack until next turn, when they can put the counters on the demon wall and swing for what would almost certainly be a lethal attack. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe this shows why, despite this deck angling to be more aggressive at baseline, it seemed like. Never... What are you doing? Why? There's 9. We can... 1, 2, 3, 4... 5 would get through. And then all they have to do is have another Black Mage hit at some point. So I'll have to sack the token. Yeah. Okay. Now it's time to retool. I think this deck, honestly, is... I think I'm trying too hard. I think I'm trying too hard to have equipment just because it's what red-white should have. Because the equipments I have kinda suck. Like, Crystal Fragments is solid. Coral Sword, I think, is pretty meh. Rapiers are both pretty meh. I think if I'd taken the Paladin's Arms, like I said, that's one of my regrets from the draft. Wish Iron Giant had haste. There's not really much in the way of more expensive stuff we could try and fit in. I mean, we could splash in blue, but then what are we doing there? We're trying to play Titus. What's the maximum number of equipments, realistically, equipments that the number of artifacts? Playing Iron Giant seems extremely meh. You could run Vector for a Black Mage's Rod, but that's just not good. Don't think Ramu should be in here. It was quite possibly the wrong deck for Bran as well. Put Fire Magic in. Put Blazing Bomb in. Put Cloud Moogle back. We can keep the 15 lands, especially with Cloudbound now. We have 2 cyclers. And one that we're very happy to actually throw out. That said, I mean, Moogle might do the trick with flying. We could put Oron's Inspiration and Chokamog in and just be go wide. Rauban, the ward cost is potentially interesting, especially with Lightning in play. Still got Ambrosia. Steiner ends up looking very unimpressive. I'm not really sure what else this deck is supposed to run. If I splashed blue, it would be... What would I be running? Like, Eject and Wyvern are fine cards, but... Like, that is not a real reason to be running blue. We'd need something, I think, way more impressive to justify that. Okay, so Fragments on 1. Cycle Gigas on 2. Elder on 3. Call on 4. Oh, hey, Rabban. Hey, I can free equip. Oh, cool. Well, we don't need to cycle on 2 then. Nulets. There is Steiner, but like... Rabban is stronger and cooler. In this deck. In this specific deck. Steiner obviously has way higher highs. Try and... Merchant, sure. No need to attack right now. It's whenever we're outbound attacks, okay. Create robot, sure. Oh, actually. I should have equipped Crystal Fragments, because then I could have just played Castle Guard. That said, Merchant would have just eaten the attack. We will equip, because we can absorb the robot attacking. Like Castle Guard. There is an argument to have just cycled. We can get call next turn, but... Okay, that's one fewer creature on my opponent's board. Single blue. Nothing exactly scary that they can do right now. Hey, lightning. I mean... That's fine. I'm still life linking. They can flashback retrieve, which would make a robot big enough to actually stop lightning. I've got fire magic, so I can actually counteract sleep magic. Just cast it for the 1 damage version. For them, attacking is pointless. Okay. Well, there's the 4 mana. Burp. They seem to be counting to do the draw 3. Oh, never mind, they're just looting. What do you discard? Just land. Fair enough. Who's new? Yep. Move the equipment onto the chocobo, I guess. Actually, no. We'll put it on the castle guard. Because then the merchant can't just block it for free. I'm really thinking about these blocks. I assume they have to... I mean, they have to assume that I had... So we killed 2 of their creatures. Castle Guard doesn't even die, by the way. And we get in for 5. Raban has 100% done his job. We can play Adelbert. Nuleths, if cast, don't actually do anything to the combat maths. The play next turn is to cast Auron's Inspiration again, as I attack with my 4 creatures. Recasting Retrieve the Elder, Retrieve the Esper would actually be a little bit of a problem. Because then I would need to cycle Hillgigas. Okay, there we go, yeah. So, I could cycle Hillgigas. Oh, never mind. I don't even need to cycle it. I can play my land for turn. I can move Crystal Fragments onto Squall. And I can attack with all my available creatures. They know what's up. They got a counter? Maybe? I may get counterspelled here. That said, their Syncopate can only be for 1. Yeah. I think we're quite happy with that, honestly. Okay. I mean, the Nulets had kind of done their job. Shiva. The play is just Alexander. I need to get damage through. So, Shiva can block one of them. The other one will die on an impact. Okay, interesting. Have you got a removal for Alexander then? Okay. That is fine. I'm at 34 life, so... if my opponent wants to start attacking, then go for it, friendos. Recast the Merchant. Okay. Oh, buddy. Oh. 7 mana available. Two pay 6. Have 1 left over. Because Ice Flan's about to come down next turn. Although, with that in mind, Shiva's about to go away. I'm not killing them this turn. Even with Opera Love Song, they'll just be doing a bunch of trades. But, few creatures on my opponent's board is still a win. I think I'm even going to cast Love Song here. I think I'd rather just have the bodies, and then I can Love Song for the Exile on their end step. Cool. One assumes you just play. Nice one here. Heat, Scald, tap down, I suppose. Yeah. Now we've got 8 mana, so we can go Gigas plus Love Song. Actually, that's probably the correct play. Or is it? No, I think seeing more cards is better. Never mind, it's more lands. Moogle. Count on yourself so that you're bigger than the Rook turrets. So attacking right now is kind of pointless. If we lose a land, that's fine. You gotta sack, yeah, sack for the draw. They still have 6 mana available, which is frankly kind of terrifying after an ability that costs that much. Of course, they paid 5 because they got 2 towns. Ultimisia. So 3 creatures to block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers. I imagine you can kill Climb Moogle for 2 mana. Very interested in ending the game before Ultimisia can press that button. You pardon? How much mana do I have left over? 5. So if I drew into a land here, I could play Helgigas as well on top of drawing a card. Okay, so realistically, I'm going to kill the Rook turret with this attack. If I play Helgigas, Ultimisia, or the Ice Flan have to block it. Let's see what we get off Weapons Vendor. If I hit Thrum of the Vestige, that would be the... probably be the best draw. Okay, cool. Well, we hit land. We just swing with everything. Maths for blockers. They actually have a syncopate. Oh, it's just straight up Wild Wars Rebellion. I mean, there. You kind of have to trade off the Rook turret here. I suppose you don't have to, but... When I've been representing lethal for many turns, I just have to make sure that the extra turn they take off of Ultimecia isn't super impactful. Which is going to be a concern, I think. They didn't block. Okay, so they are taking a big-ass just setup turn. Gold theirs, sure. If they attack with Ultimecia, obviously we try and kill her. Okay, there we go. It's going to be important what they keep in their graveyard. It may just not matter, and they may just throw cards in randomly, but I expect they might leave creatures for, like, Evil Reawakened, Bite On. Obviously, don't have any flashback spells in there, so no need to keep non-creatures around, really. There we go. Shiva and Titan Merchant. Yeah. But also down to 9 cards in library. Being attacked by Ultimecia doesn't actually matter. Hectiles, I have no cards in hand. Okay, that was an incredibly unimpactful extra turn. Seven attackers, you do the maths. Seven attackers, you've got 5 blockers, so at least 2 get through. And yeah, the minimum damage they take is 3, which is their life total. So let's see if they can worm their way out of this, basically. With a kill spell in their hand? If they could kill Mysidian Elder, they'd survive. But they're still not in a good spot. Okay. You still lose. GG. Alright. Is that 3-2 or 4-2 right now? Three and 2. One more win and we'll be happy with this. I'm quite happy with the decision to go 15 lands, actually. I did not think the deck would work. I can't remember who actually said it. It was like, if you're going to think outside the box, make sure the actual box itself, you understand what's in the box before you try and go outside of it. It's a good theory to work off, I think. Okay, we got bottom on 1. We can slash something on 2 if we want to. Do you have a 1-drop? You do not. Bottom on 1. Cast and equip crystal fragments. Which also means Slash of Light will do too. Now, I could just sack it, but I want to see if they're willing to trade. Okay. Cool. Oh, hey, Bob. I mean, we're gonna play Steiner and Flash of Light that. Oh, never mind, I can't do that. That costs 2 mana, Brack. Yeah, I probably should just cast Lightning, actually. Side quest, catch a fish. You have removal for Steiner. If so, you just, fine. Cool, we have 4 mana. They could have you are not alone, I guess, and make them trade. Yeah. We could have moved, Xenos. Oh, okay. Xenos is a 4/4. Hey, buddy. So choose Edelbert, kill everything else. Yeah. I mean, best use of mana is this. If they have removal for Adelbert, then they can transform. Shinryu is scary, but like when target player loses the game, it's a 1v1. It really doesn't matter in the slightest. We'll discard. Self-destruct can still go face. We'll discard the Elder, I think. Right. Wow. Call, Dion, and Chocobo. That's a rough set of things. Okay. I shall decline to pay the 1. Got him. All right. We have hit the Blessed 4. We don't feel like the run was not a failure. Again, I'm going to chalk this up to me playing at lower rank. Obviously, I'm in silver at the moment. Because this, I don't think this draft realistically should... I don't think this draft would fly at higher ranks. Like, Platinum Plus, I don't think this would work. Dual lands, Raubon, Squall. I don't hate it. Again, our 1-drop options aren't exactly the sort of thing that we're leaping to play. Notice that we haven't seen Freya like the entire draft. That's concerning. Hope? Really? Yeah, Parabon. Pardon. +1/+1 for each charge counter on Excalibur 2. I don't want to mill. I may be milling. Like, are you on loan? Oh boy. Mill 5. Yeah, I think it's cooked, folks. Don't remove Squall. Yep. Yeah. Okay. This is the first and only time I've seen Excalibur actually work. If you've got a counterspell or anything, I will just concede. Okay. Yeah, that was a pretty rough turn of events. But it's fine, as I said. This deck should not have gotten away with going 4-3 even, I don't think. Some very questionable choices in the draft phase. The climb is going well. We're nearly up to gold in our draft rank. And considering we're only 3 drafts in, that's pretty decent going. Anyway, that's going to do it for this draft. Keep an eye out, obviously, for more coming up very shortly. I'll see you then. Bye for now.